to Friday night. We are doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. If you caught the first second, I was still chewing on some tortilla chips. There's this crazy flavor that is called jalapeno agave from a brand I can't remember because I only saw the bag for a second there, but it is so good. And I cannot wait for this live to finish so that I can go eat more jalapeno agave tortilla chips. All right, my left knee, not the knee itself, sort of some of the supporting muscles in the leg, just underneath it. I'm feeling a little tense, a little bit stiff. So I'm not going to go super hard today on some of the exercises. As we do them, I'll figure out which ones are feeling a little bit funny, and I'll dial back the intensity because it's the first day. It's acting a little bit weird. I'm going to give it some rest. All right. What else? I imagine partially it is because I've been adding the more intense side split holds into our daily workout, and I've been doing it for a couple of days now. So maybe I need to recalculate how much rest I need in between. Cool. All right, that's enough of a spiel. Hopefully the regulars are in, and it's time to get into our workout. We're doing a lot of exercise for the next 45, 60 minutes, and we're going to get started with our warm-ups. All right. The first thing we're going to do is called the hip cars, and they are all about taking your legs through their maximum range of motion at the hip so that you get stronger and you get more mobile all at the same time. Let's begin. We're going to start by lifting one knee as high as we can. We're going to open up that leg as wide as we can. We're going to try and keep the hips in the same spot. All right. Notice the hips are not moving or moving very, 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 very little, but the leg is shooting out that way. Cool. From here, we're going to rotate. We're going to bring the knee down. We're going to lift the ankle up. Boom. If you can get your leg to horizontal, fantastic. From the side, it will look a little bit like this. All right. Just work on bringing the knee down. Down, 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 down. Lift the ankle up, 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 and feel that contraction in the hamstrings. Bring the leg down and back, and we're gonna move right on to the next part. All right. When you extend that leg back behind you, I want you to flex the hamstrings. I want you to flex the glutes. I want you to feel that stretch in the front and the hip flexor, and that is one rep. We're gonna do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Then we're gonna reverse the whole thing, do 10 more on the left, 10 more on the right. We don't have to talk about that right now. Let's get into our first rounds going forward. High knee, open, ankle up, knee forward. Keep on going. Bring the knee down, lift that ankle up. Ooh, bring that leg down and back, and that is one. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. That's two. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's three. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's four. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's five. Keep going. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's six. Whew. If it's feeling tough, if it's feeling challenging, if you are grunting and groaning a little bit, that's okay. You're working those muscles real hard, bringing your leg to crazy places they've never been before. And that, I think, is seven. I might have miscounted because I was talking, but that's too bad. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's eight. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's nine. Last one. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 10. Oh, hip cars. Whew. Take a second, breathe, catch your breath, do a little wiggle, do a little shake, do a little dance, relax some muscles. If you are feeling like you're off balance, feel free to hold on to something. Usually, I recommend you just hold on to a wall. Okay? Let's get ready to start the other side. Whew. Breathe. Stand up nice and straight. Keep that core tight, and let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's two. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's four. Did we just do three? Four. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's five. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's six. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's seven. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Oh, I'm off balance. Ah. Down and back. That's nine, I think. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whew. Take a quick break. do a couple of knee bends, shake out the hips, do a little wiggle, do a little dance, and that is our hip curls going forward. We're going to go in reverse now. All right. All the main positions that we hit going and doing the hip cars before, we're going to do again, but we're going to hit them in reverse. All right. So we're going to start with that leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the front. All right. From here, we're going to lift that leg up to the side. We're going to rotate the knee down, lift the ankle up, rotate the ankle down, lift the knee up, and bring that knee forward. That is one rep. We're doing 10 of these. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's two. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's three. Keep going. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's four. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's five. If you're off balance, if you need to take a second to catch your breath, feel free to do so. Okay, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's six. Back, side. I'm starting to lose balance. The standing leg is getting tired. Ankle down, knee. That's seven, I think. Three more. Shake out the leg if you need to. I need to. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's eight. Two more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's nine. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 10. Oh, we got one last leg. You ready? Shake out anything that's feeling tight, feeling tense. And let's get ready to go with our final leg. Balance on one leg, keep the core nice and tight. Start by bringing the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Lift that leg to the side. Get your leg to horizontal. Rotate so that the knee is down, the ankle is up. Rotate again, ankle is down, knee is up, and bring that knee forward. That is one rep. We're doing 10. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. One. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's two. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's three. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's four. Keep going. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's five. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's six. I'm super off balance, so I'm going to use the wall. I'm going to rotate. You're going to have to see just the side angle. All right. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's seven. Three more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's eight. Two more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's nine. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That is 10. Those are all of our hip curls. All right. It's very normal for you to get tired, for your leg to drop a little lower, a little lower, a little lower as we work on more and more and more of these reps. Okay. All I care about is that you try your best to lift your legs as high as you can because we want to strengthen our muscles into the deepest positions we can get into. Okay. Whew, that is our first warm up exercise. If you're just joining in for the first time, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes, realistically 60 plus minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern to practice a little bit of consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we are putting ourselves through and the suffering that is to continue a little bit more fun, a little bit easier to stay consistent with, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cool? On that note, we also have another live on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, and you should come to that because that's like 10 and a half hours or something once we're done with this one. Cool? Cool. All right, let's get into our first stretch. No, we're not. What are we talking about? We're getting into our second warm up exercise. We're going to do some elephant walks. Okay? The elephant walks look a little bit like this. We're going to stand up nice and straight. We're going to fold at the hips. We're going to bring our belly button down towards the ground. Whew. If you're newer to the show, you might be a little bit higher up. You might not be able to fold quite as far. That is okay. Making progress is part of the process. All right, so take a little bit of time, do a little wiggle, shake out that butt, and keep on trying to fold the belly button down. Whew. From here, You should be feeling a nice intense stretch in your hamstrings. What I want you to do is bend one knee and straighten out the other leg. Okay? And I want you to keep trying to bring your belly button down towards the ground. I want you to switch. Cool. Other leg is bent, other leg is straight. Oh, keep on folding. Switch and fold and switch and fold. See if you can get a little bit deeper. Feel those hamstrings changing sides. Oh, ho, ho. And it is time for us to try our best to go a little bit deeper. All right. I want you to focus on folding your belly button down just a little bit more. Keep on going. Five more. Five, four, three, two, one, zero. All right. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Come on back into standing. That is warm up exercise number two. We're going to move on into warm up exercise number three. All right. It's called the thoracic rotation. Your thoracic spine or your T spine is basically this chunk of your back. All right. Below your neck, basically around your belly button, is where it's hanging out. It's designed to move pretty good. All right. Do a little bending from side to side. You know, the slouching we're all very familiar with, the opposite of a slouch, and some rotation. Okay. Most of us are not doing very much of any of those things other than this one. So let's add a little bit of rotation into our workout. And we're going to do it in the position that we were just in. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. We're folding our belly buttons down to the ground. And as you get lower and lower and lower, I want you to take your hand from the bent leg side. I want you to grab the opposite ankle, and I want you to push off that leg to help rotate and open up your chest. All right. If you're brand new to this, you might find your arm can only reach that away somewhere. That's okay. I want you to try and reach as far back as you can, and I want you to rotate. Look at your hand. I want you to inhale, exhale, and as you exhale, I want you to reach a little further behind you over your shoulder. All right. That is half a rep. We're gonna do five of these in total. So let's finish off number one. We're going to switch other side. This leg is bent. This leg is straight. We're reaching across to the other side. We're pushing off that leg open. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Whew, that is one total rep. We got four more. Let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open. Inhale and exhale and reach. That's two on one side. Let's match on the other side. Inhale, exhale, reach. That's two. Keep going. Exhale and reach. That's three. And three. Two more reps. Let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Pushing off that shin, opening it up. Inhaling, exhaling, and reaching. That's four. And other side. Inhale, exhale. Reach. Four. And five. Ready? Let's do it. And that is five reps of thoracic rotation. All right. Most of us, you don't do very much rotating. Most of us, we don't do very much reaching back over our shoulders, right? So if you're tired, feeling a little stiff, try to do a little bit of a wiggle, do a little shimmy, do a little shake, move that body, put that new flexibility that you just unlocked to work. And that is how you own it. That's how you keep it, by using it. All right. We're going to move on into our fourth and final warm-up exercise. It's called the Cossack switch. I'm going to demonstrate real quick. You don't have to follow along just yet. And then we're going to warm up for our warm-up. There's a pre-warm-up. All right. What we're going to do looks a little like this. We're going to drop down into a deep squat on one leg. We're going to be basically in a side split on the other leg. All right. From here, we're going to scoot our butts over that way. Boom. To the other side. We're going to hang out here for a second. Then we're going to come back. That is one rep. For most of us, our ankles, our knees, our hips are not going to be ready for this. So let's pre-warm up for our warm-up. What I want you to do is everybody join in. Come into standing. Pop into a squat. Come on down on the ground. And chill and rest here for a little bit. Okay? Whew. Once you are down on the ground, if your heels are up, it's perfectly normal. That is great, actually, because it's going to help you really feel that Achilles tendon and the calf stretch. Cool? Bring your chest down to your legs. Turn yourself into a little cannonball as you pretend to jump into a lake, a pond. And chill. Breathe. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little bit deeper into the ground. Now that you've hung out here for a little bit, we're going to add a little bit of movement. All right. Do as much as your body can handle. You don't have to push yourself if you don't want to. All right. I want you to try and bring one leg down to the ground. Boom. Pose all cool. Bring that leg back. Bring the other leg down. Pose again. All cool. Keep on switching back and forth and see if you can get a little bit of movement in the ankle, in the hip as you come on back down and come on back up. All right. We're going to open one leg to the side. We're going to open the other leg to the side. We're going to bring both of them back in. We're going to do one and two. Bring back in. Do both at the same time. Pose some more. And hopefully you've tried a little bit to get your ankles, your knees, your hips ready for some cossack switches. All right. Next up, I want you to stick your hands straight down into the ground. All right, nothing fancy. You're not reaching for, you're not going back, just going straight down into the ground. We're going to extend one leg out to the side. I recommend just putting the heel down. You don't have to worry about the details, just throw that leg over there. But this side, we do want to worry about. I want you to drop this heel down so that your feet are on the ground. All right, the whole foot. It's going to help you with stability. It's going to help you with balance so that when we're shifting our weight back and forth, it'll be a little bit easier, a little bit comfortable for you to stay in control. Cool? So once you get your feet down, come as deep into your squat as you'd like. If you're new to the show, start a little bit higher up. Once you learn how the movement works, you can drop down later. Cool? If you're a regular, if you've been doing this for a while, you got the mobility, feel free to drop as low as you can. All right? Wherever you are, our next step is to move our butt that away. Put your hands down, slowly. Scoot your butt over to the other side and get into the same position but on the other side. This heel is down, this heel is down. Once you're here, come on back. That is one rep. We're doing 10 of these in total, so we got 9 more to go. Let's go. Hands down, come on across, sink into that stretch on the other side, and come on back. That's 2. If you're feeling like you don't need to use your hands because you're really strong, feel free to skip the hands. That's 3. Keep going. And 3 some more, I think. Maybe 4. This might be 4. If you're feeling really strong, you want to take it up to the next level. Try and sit up a little straighter. Extend into the ceiling. Get all tall. That's 5. You might want to stick your hands out in front of you to help counterbalance, by the way. And 6. At this point, if you're new to the show especially, you might be feeling a little achiness in the knees. Let's take some pressure off your knees and change up the movement, all right? I want you to come up a little bit, then slide across, then come on down. Up, across, down. That's 7. Keep going. Up, across, down. Up, across, down. That's 8. Everything so far has been optional. If you needed to be back with your hands on the ground, scooting your butt over, that's perfectly fine. All right. We got one last variation. That was 9, by the way. That counts. We're going to do some squats. All right. I want you to power through off of this leg. Boom. Come into something like a standing position and slowly come on down on the other side. And boom. Here we go. Those are our 10 Cossack switches, Cossack squats, Cossack sliding things, and we're done with our warm-up exercises. All right? Whew, come on down, chill, relax for a little bit, do a little wiggle, do a little shake, and take a break. Grab a sip of water, and maybe grab a couple other things. We're going to move on into a hamstring stretch, and I want you to grab a little cushioning for your knees, okay? It could be a decorative pillow. It could be a couch cushion. It could be a flip-flop. You just need a little bit of foam to pad the knee so that you can rest your knee on the floor without feeling discomfort. Cool? All right. This is a good time to remind you while you guys are grabbing stuff that this is a 45 to 60-minute long live side split and hip mobility show. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. to practice consistency. And if you like hip mobility, if you like side splits, if you like help practicing consistency, you should definitely hit follow. You should definitely hit subscribe, and you should definitely keep coming back because we're here every night at 9 p.m. If you are not in the right time zone for this to be remotely close to 9 p.m. for you, we started 20 minutes ago. Okay, that 20 minutes ago time is the same time every single day, and I'll see you there. So see you soon. Soon. I was gonna say there and soon, and I turned into soon. Okay. Hopefully you've grabbed your stuff. Let's get into our hamstring stretch. All right. I want you to have one knee going straight down into the ground. You're kneeling. All right. Other leg, I want you to extend out in front, and I want you to keep this part of your body nice and straight, up and down. All right. I don't want you to do this. Start leaning real far forward. This hip is going places. The knee is back there. That's too much. Focus on just the hamstring stretch. Cool. When you're here, we're ready to fold. We're bringing the belly button down to the thigh. Fold, 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 fold. Fold some more. Fold again. Fold. Ugh. Once you have gotten a little deeper and you're like, ooh, I don't like this. Ooh, hamstring stretch. Ooh. Pause. Stop. Inhale and relax. All right. Inhale. Relax. Let your body drape over that leg. Try to chill. Let your body flop over. Inhale again. Relax. That is our first part. All right, we're going to move on with a little bit of movement. What I want you to do is I want you to take that knee that's straight right now. I want you to bend it, bring it up, and then see if you can bring your chest down to that leg. All right, you can bring the knee up as high as you want so that you can get your chest to touch. Any place you get is fine. If you still can't get your knees to touch your chest, that's totally fine as well. Just keep a note of how far you're away from it. Cool? From here, we're going to keep that chest low. We're going to straighten that leg back out. Boom. Here we are. Again, bend the knee, chest down, straighten the leg. 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 You might find that you're able to bend the knee less and less and less because you're folding a little bit more towards your leg. That is good. That is what we want. From here, we're going to try and get a little bit deeper. All right. We're going to do something called the inhale, exhale, and fold. We're going to take a big breath in, fill up our lungs. We're going to slowly exhale all of that air. And we're going to fold our belly button down to the thighs, fold our belly button down to the ground for the whole time. All right. Let's go. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Whew. Once you're a little deeper into your stretch, we're going to inhale, relax. Inhale. Let your body flop over that leg. One more. Inhale. Let your body flop over that leg. Now we're going to add the movement back in. All right. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. That's two. Three more. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. Bend the knee, chest down, straighten it out. That might be four, that might be five. Don't worry about the details. Just if you've done a little bit, you're good. Cool? We're going to do one more inhale, relax. Inhale. Let your body flop over that leg. And it's time for us to go a little bit deeper. All right, we're going to do the inhale, exhale, fold one more time. This is the last time, I promise, at least on this leg. And we're ready to go. Let's go. Big inhale. Slow exhale and fold. Whew. Once you are deep in that stretch, we're going to inhale, relax. Inhale. Let your body drape over that leg. One more inhale. Relax. Oh, let your body drape over that leg. Add a little bit of movement. Knee, straighten. Knee up, chest down, straighten. Knee up, chest down, straighten. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's four. One more. Knee up, chest down, straighten. And now we're ready to go into our stretch. 30 seconds. Hang out here. Try and bring your belly button down. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. If you're feeling some knee tension, some knee pain, feel free to bend the knee a little bit. That will make the stretch a little less intense on the knee. And once you've gotten as low as you can straighten out the knee later. Cool? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our stretch. Slowly bring your leg back in. Get ready to switch to the other side. Move your padding for that knee. And let's go. We're standing, or I guess kneeling straight up, right? Extending the other leg out in front. If you have just joined in pretty recently, I mentioned that I have a little bit of tightness sort of on the backside of the knee in some of these muscles. So I'm not going to go as hard on this leg today. But all the same things that we just did on the other leg apply. Okay, and I'm gonna talk us through all the instructions just the same. Cool. Let's go. Once you have confirmed you're not in this position where this leg is way far back, you've pulled that leg in and we're ready to fold. Bring this belly button down to the thigh. Fold, 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 fold. Fold some more, fold again, fold. Oof. As soon as you get stuck, we're gonna inhale, relax. You ready? Let's go. Inhale. Let the body flop over that leg. Whew. One more. Inhale. Relax. The body flop over that leg. Next, we're going to do some knee bending. All right. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 2. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten. That's 3. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten. That's 4. One more. Knee up. Chest down. Straighten. That's 5. It's time to get a little bit deeper. Okay. We're gonna do the inhale. Exhale and fold. Take a big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold that belly button down. Whew, that is 2. We're gonna inhale, relax. Ready? Inhale. The body flop. One more. Inhale. Let the body flop. Add in that movement. Bend the knee. Chest down. Straighten it out. That's 1. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Knee. Chest. Straighten. That's 3. 2 more. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Last one. Knee. Chest. Straighten. Whew, that is 5. We're going to go a little deeper. You ready? Inhale, exhale, fold. Breathe in. Slowly exhale and fold. Whew. When you're here, inhale, relax. Inhale. Just one more inhale. Relax. Oh, and a couple bits of movement left. 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, you don't have to go fast. It does not have to be explosive. It should not be explosive. Take your time. 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26. If your hamstrings are feeling crazy right now, super ultra ridiculously tight, feel free to grab your hands, stick them into your hamstrings, poke them, massage them, mess around, distract your brain from how intense this stretch is. All right. 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Come on out of it. You can get rid of whatever you're using to pad your knee. We don't need it anymore. We're going to move on into our second stretch. It is called the butterfly stretch. Okay. What I want you to do is sit with your butt, your low back, your shoulders, your head up against the wall. Bring your feet together. Pull them in towards your groin and get into this position. All right. This is our starting position. What I want you to do is to use your muscles, because I want you to get stronger. I want you to use your muscles to contract the glutes, contract the outer thighs to help pull your legs down. The way we make this stretch more intense is by bringing our knees closer to the ground. You should feel a more intense stretch here in the groin, and you should see your knees going down. As long as you focus on those 2 things, you're good to go. All right. From here, we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to take our hands, we're going to apply a little bit of pressure to our legs. All right. If you want, you can substitute hand strength with dumbbells. It just makes it more complicated and complex. You can do this version anywhere. All right. With your back against the wall, pushing your legs down, you'll feel some pressure in your shoulders. You'll feel some pressure in the back of your head. That is okay. We're going to breathe. We're going to push for 30 seconds. All right. On your exhale, push a little deeper. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If you're finding that the floor is a little slippery for you and you can't stay in position, feel free to focus on one leg at a time instead of both legs at the same time. All right? You can grab one ankle and push down with the other arm. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Relax, relax everything. If your hands are real tired from pushing deep into your leg, and give them a little shake, a little relaxation. If your legs are tired, that is totally normal because you were contracting your muscles and you're trying to push them down into the ground. See if you can give them a little shake. All right, see if you can flap the wings of your butterfly in this butterfly stretch. If your legs are struggling, you might want to try to give them a little shake first, and that might help wake them up for some easier flapping. All right. Once your legs are flapping, we're ready to move on into our third stretch. We're going to do some standing pancake. All right. Come on up into standing. We're going to get into the pancake. What I want you to do is open up your legs decently wide. Doesn't have to be crazy. If you can get to about 60 degrees, is perfect. From here, double check that your hips are not feeling a pinching pain. There's no crazy discomfort. If you are feeling discomfort, bring your legs back in just a little bit, and we're ready to fold. Focus on bringing this belly button down to the ground. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck going forward, you found your starting point. This is our standing pancakes starting posture. All right. From the side, it looks a little bit like this. Whee! The goal of the standing pancake is to bring your upper body in between your legs. All right, it looks a little bit like this, except you go even deeper. We're doing the standing pancake because this is the version where gravity helps us the most. We want as much help as we can get. Okay, we want to be as lazy as we can get while still getting our goals. So when you fold forward, when you extend your arms up above your head, when you hold something in your hands, that is when gravity is going to be doing a whole ton of work for you. All right, those are your options. Extend your arms, increase the length of that lever, widen your legs if you want to, optional, you don't have to. And if you're a regular and you want to take this to the next level, feel free to grab your legs and pull yourself deeper into a stretch. Try to keep your back relatively straight. All right, that's it. That's a lot of instructions. I hope you remembered what you need to remember, but I'm gonna do stuff with you. So hopefully that helps. 30 seconds, let's go. Extend the arms out in front. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Bring that belly button down towards the ground. That is the thing that needs to come down the most. All right, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pancake stretch. Slowly come on out of it. Put your hands down to take some pressure off your legs. Bring your legs in closer together. Maybe wiggle your toes, your heels, your toes, your heels, your toes, your heels until your feet are underneath you. Slowly walk your hands up your thighs. Come back into standing. That is our third stretch, our standing pancake. All right. Oh, breathe, relax, shake out any tension, get a little gentle movement, get some blood flow back into your tired muscles. We're going to move on into our fourth stretch. All right. We usually have an option between the figure four or the pigeon stretch. I do one every single day, just explain one every single day. But you can do whichever version that you like. All right. If you're regular, feel free to jump right into whatever it is that you prefer. And I think yesterday we talked about the figure four, so today is time to talk about the pigeon. All right. Both stretches have the same fundamentals. We're taking one leg, we're crossing it over to the other side. We're lifting that leg up towards the belly button. We're bringing the belly button down towards that leg, like so. From the side, it looks a little bit like this. We're feeling that stretch in our hip. This technically a glute muscle. You might also feel some tension here in the hamstrings. You might feel a little bit of tension here in the hip where you're folding forward. Those are totally normal. Cool? So let's take that position, this one, where the leg is across, and let's bring it to the floor. Come on down. Boom. If you're here, I want you to focus on this middle line. All right? Between your eyes, down to your belly button. That middle line. I want you to focus on this midpoint between your knee and your ankle. Right here. Bring this middle line down to the midpoint. That's it. That's the whole entire stretch. When you're ready, fold forward and whew, that is the whole thing. We have some options here. You can extend your leg out to the side. You can have it bent off to the side. You can have it resting. It's not important for the goal of our stretch, which is the side glute, but there are variations where you can get a little bit more out of the stretch, make it doubly useful. Okay, so there is a version of this stretch where you extend this leg back behind you. Okay, and it looks a little bit like this. You're going to feel a stretch right here in the hip. You're going to feel some pressure probably on your knee because your knee is getting pushed into the ground because you don't have enough flexibility here. And if it's a little bit difficult for you to maintain this position, there are a couple of quick tips. All right. The first one is lean forward. When you're leaning forward, there's going to be less pressure on the hip and there's going to be less weight pressure on the knee as well. Okay. That will make the whole thing a little bit easier. Two, if you elevate the front leg a little bit, your hips will come up and then there'll be more room underneath you for your legs. All right, let me show you. If you elevate your leg to something way high, like so, your hips are obviously also going to be way high, unless you are insanely flexible, right? When your hips are way high, this back leg has way more room to get behind you, and you can still focus on that forward fold in the pigeon while making this leg finding, helping this leg find a more comfortable position to get into. Cool? All right. That is a lot of information. Let's get into our fourth stretch, the pigeon. All right? Leg is coming across. Remember, we're trying to get that middle line between the eyes down to the belly button to the midpoint between the knee and the ankle. Right? Try to keep your hips as low as possible. Straighten out the leg back behind you if you want to. Again, it's totally optional. And then fold that belly button down. Once you're here, I want you to try your best to sink into the floor like you're made of jello. You're just melting into the ground. Ready? Let's go. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Keep on trying to melt into the floor. 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. We're going to spin around, do the other leg. All right? Other leg is coming across the body. We are trying to shift that leg back behind us if we can. Trying to get that middle line to the midpoint between the knee and the ankle. And fold forward. Keep the hips low if you can. And melt into the floor. You are turning into jello. 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep breathing. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our fourth stretch. All right. If you're just joining in, we're pretty much at the end of our show. We're on the fifth and final stretch. We're doing some side splits. If you've never done side splits before, do not worry. We're going to break it down to lots of little pieces, and you can do as many of those pieces as you'd like. Okay? So you can stop long before you drop your butt down to the ground. It's unlikely that you'll drop your butt down to the ground on day one unless you were super ultra flexible a long time ago. Cool? All right. What else do you need to know? We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make it easier to do this suffering, this stretching every single day so that we can be a little bit more consistent. All right. If you like side splits, if you like hip mobility, if you like the idea of somebody helping you be a little bit more consistent, then make sure to hit follow, make sure to hit subscribe, and keep on coming back because we're live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you don't know what that means because you're not in the Eastern time zone, this live started about 39 minutes ago. That is the same time every single day, Monday through Sunday. Cool? All right. Hit follow, hit subscribe, and let's get into the fifth and final stretch. Cool? Slowly come back up into standing. The first thing I want you to do is find a wall to lean against. I want you to put your butt up against the wall. Then I want you to take half a step forward in front of the wall. Nothing crazy, not a huge step, just a tiny, 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 tiny little step in front. Cool? From here, we're going to open up our legs. And we're going to focus on folding forward. But first, I want to make sure your hips don't hurt. All right. If you start and you go real deep right away, sometimes you'll feel a pinching pain right here, and it'll be a little achy, it'll be a little bit naggy. This point where it starts hurting is going to be different from everybody. All right. Anatomy is unique in that way. Some people have crazy hips, some people have less crazy hips, some people will start hurting way over here, some people will still never hurt. All right. Those are anomalies. You don't have to worry about the crazy parts. For most of us, we're somewhere in between. All right. When your hips are hurting, pause, stop, bring your legs back in just a little bit, and then focus on folding forward, bringing the belly button down. Okay? From where you're at, let's go. Belly button down. Wee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, you don't feel like going any further, test it. See if you can put your hands down on the ground. If you can reach the floor, great. You don't need to get something for hand support, but if you cannot reach the floor, you're feeling a little bit off the ground, please go grab something to support your hands. All right. I have right now a really thick, intense, not squishy yoga block, and that is going to be good for me. You can use a small stool, you can use a coffee table, you can even use a chair and rest your elbows on the chair for a little bit of support. All right. The goal of the support is just to make it a little bit more comfortable for you to stay in this position. Okay. From here, once you've found whatever you're using for your hands, you probably also want to grab a little bit of cushioning for your heels. Okay. The reason for that is because we're going to get into this position. Our heels are down, our toes are up, and our knees are pointing up. We're doing this because this rotation in the hip is going to keep our thigh bones from smashing into our hip bones. It's going to keep us from getting into more hip pain. Okay. That is what we're doing next. So if your hands are down, I want you to focus on rotating the legs so that the ankle is down, the toes are pointing up, and the knees are pointing up. And I want you to do that on both sides. Cool? And then slowly let your butt drape or drift down towards the ground while slightly leaning against the wall. Come on down, come on down, come on down, come on down, as low as you can go comfortably. All right? You don't have to push yourself right now. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Try to relax. See if as you exhale, you can drop a little bit deeper into your stretch. One more. Inhale, exhale. Relax. Right now, our butt is leaning against the wall for a little bit of support. We can't fall backwards, and we're feeling a little bit more stable. Our hands are on our hand support, and they should be real close to our legs to make sure as much of our weight is pushing down right straight down into the ground. And I want you to be comfortable. Okay? The reason why we focus on comfort right now is because I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel like you can't fall backwards. I want you to feel like you're in control of the position that you're in so that you can more easily relax your muscles. If you're stressed out, if you're really tense, if you're scared that you're going to fall, it's going to be much harder to relax. Cool? All right. Once you're here, we're going to do a tiny wiggle to the right. Tiny wiggle to the left. See if we can get just a tiny bit deeper. And we're ready to begin our 30-second hold. All right. Wherever you are, you're already in position. 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Keep on trying to point your knees and toes up into the air. You don't have to work those muscles in the feet or the calves real hard. Just make sure they're rotated so that the knees are pointing up the right direction. All right. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. That is our first side split. Walk your hands forward. Bring your knees in underneath you. Grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need to. And slowly come on out of that stretch. Pause for a second. Breathe. We talked about this earlier where we're trying to minimize the tension in the muscles by keeping us feeling comfortable, keeping us feeling supported, keeping us feeling safe. All right. Right now, after the side splits, your whole entire leg, hip situation should be under a lot of tension because you're desperately trying to get out of the side split. What we're going to do now is try our best to relax as many muscles as possible so that we can get back into a deeper second side split and a deeper third side split. All right. Slowly come on back into standing. waddle around like a drunk penguin. That's okay for now. Don't worry about it. And we're going to slowly shake out our ankles. All right, take a look at your ankle. Slowly flick it forward and back, side to side. You can start nice and gentle. Pick up the intensity as you find that it's comfortable for you. You don't have to push super hard right away. You can slowly build up that intensity. And what we want to see is your ankle going through a bunch of range of motion, both forward and back and side to side in the circles. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want all the muscles that control your ankle to be relaxed as much as it can be. And when your ankles are flopping and going all these crazy places, they have to be relaxed enough to let them go there. Right? So continue on the other side. Shake out that ankle. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. Shake some more. Wiggle some more. Flop some more. And when your ankles are flopping all over the place, going flying, try and take a couple of steps. Right? Should feel a little bit more stable, should feel a little bit better than when we first got out of the side splits. If you're ready, let's move on into the hips. All right. I want you to put all your weight into one leg and big toe of the other leg down with this knee slightly bent. Cool? I want you to try and point that knee way out over that way. And I want you to slowly bring it in. Boom. Right now, the only thing that's moving is this thigh bone where it connects to your hips. All right. The rest of the body is basically not moving at all. What we're going to do right now is build a bunch of strength in the hips, in the outside of the glutes, just here. And when you build up that strength, when you build up that control, you can pick up the speed, the tempo, the ferocity. I'm just messing around. You can, you don't have to do any of those things, but build up some control, build up some speed, build up some strength. Cool. All right. We're gonna switch over to the other side. All your weight is on one leg. Big toe is down. Bring that knee in and out, and in and out. When you're first doing these, focus on trying to get as deep into the range of motion as possible. So really try to point that knee to the right, and then really try to almost get these two knees touching each other when you rotate inwards. All right, because we want to build up the full range of motion. We want to get stronger in that whole entire movement. And once you've done a couple of these, and you're ready to chill, you can pick up the tempo. You can relax a little bit. You don't have to work so hard and go as deep every single time. Cool. All right. Take a couple more steps. Shake out your legs. Do a little wiggle. Do a little flop. Get loose, and let's get into our second side split. All right. Hopefully you were here for side split number one, because then you would know everything I'm about to say. But if you weren't, I'm gonna cover it real fast a second time. Let's go. Butt up against the wall. Take half a step forward. Open up those legs nice and wide, and maybe go a little bit deeper. If you're not feeling pain in the hips, then you're ready to continue. If you are feeling pain in the hips, bring your legs together just a little bit, and let's fold belly button down into the ground. If you can reach the ground and palm it, you're probably good to continue without getting anything else. If you're not able to reach, or you really don't like folding forward and you want a little bit more support, feel free to grab something to elevate your hands and give yourself a little bit more stability. I'm using a big, thick, sturdy, very hard yoga block. You can use a stool, you can use a chair, you can use a coffee table. Just make sure it's stable and it can support your weight. All right. From here, we're going to drop a little deeper into our side split. Open up those legs a tiny bit wider. And then we're going to rotate our legs so that the knees and the toes are pointing up into the air, right? Right now, if you're looking at me, my knees and my toes are kind of pointing towards you guys. We want to rotate the leg 90 degrees and go boom, knees up, toes up, heels down. And we want to do it on both sides. Cool? So put your hands down on your hand support, your legs rotated. You can start dropping into a deeper stretch. Okay? Try to rest your butt along the wall. Let your butt slide down the wall. That wall is there to keep you supported, keeping you feeling safe. So get close to that wall. Let it be your best friend. All right? Once you come down a little bit lower, we're going to add a little bit of movement. We're going to do a little lean to the right, a little lean to the left, a little lean to the right, a little lean to the left. See if we can get just a tiny bit deeper. And we're going to get into stretch number two now. All right. For stretch number one, we focused on keeping the hips low, resting your butt on the wall, having the knees and the toes pointing up. Right. This time, we're going to slightly change the muscle that is feeling the majority of the stretch by walking our hands forward. So walk your hands forward a little bit. So it looks like you're about to do a push-up. All right. When you do this, if your hips followed you, your knees and your toes should be pointing at a diagonal, sort of like 45-ish degrees up into the air. All right. Instead of straight up, it's kind of angled forward a little bit. When you do this, you should feel more of a stretch in your inner thighs, and that is what we want. Do a final little tiny wiggle, see if you can get a little bit more depth, and let's go. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our second side split. Walk your hands forward. Oh, grunt, grunt, make as many sound effects as you need to. Pull your legs in underneath you. Come on out. That is side split number 2. Oh, chill, relax, breathe, recover for a second, and let's get up into standing and start shaking it out to prepare for side split number 3, our third and final side split. All right. Ooh, slowly walk your way back into standing. Shake out the ankles. Remember, we're just focusing, trying our best to relax. All right. Doesn't have to be a crazy shake. Doesn't have to be 0 to 100. You can take your time, build up slowly. All right. Once you're shaking out one leg, shake out the other. Remember, the reason why we're shaking it out is because for our limbs, in this case for our ankles, to move into these crazy positions, the muscles that control those limbs have to be relaxed enough to let you get there. All right. And that's what we want, maximum relaxation. So once you're done shaking out your legs, they're feeling a little bit better. You do a little dance, shimmy from side to side. We're ready to move on into the hips. All right. All your weight on one leg, big toe is down. We're rotating the knee in and out, and in and out. Again, focus on building that range of motion, building up some strength here. Other side, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and do a little dance. Work those hips. Whew. Get ready to get into side split number 3. All right, let's go. Butt up against the wall. Take half a step forward. Open up the legs. Breathe. Bring the legs in if your hips are hurting. If they're not, you can keep them wherever they are. Fold forward. Bring that belly button down. Hands down if you can. If you cannot, or you just don't want to, feel free to elevate your hands with something. Go a little bit deeper into your stretch and try your best to externally rotate the legs, which looks like this. Boom. Knees up, heels down. Knees up, toes up, heels down on both sides. Let the legs open up. Inhale, relax. Inhale, relax. Sink a little bit deeper. Let your butt rest against the wall as you slowly come on deeper down towards the ground. Let your hands and your butt support you. Do a little lean to the left, a little lean to the right, a little lean to the left, a little lean to the right. And once you're as deep as you can get for the moment, we got options. All right, we can do side split number 1, where we were sitting a little bit more upright with our butt against the wall, feeling it more in our hamstring. You can do the second version, where we walk our hands forward a little bit, look like we're doing a push-up. You're feeling it more in your inner thighs. You can do whichever version you like. All right, I'm gonna do version number 2. Get in position. Get ready. We're holding it for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. If it gets too intense, you can always switch to the other version. You can just drop back, sit down, or change it up just a little bit. Take some stress off of that main muscle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Oh, walk on out of that stretch. Come on in. Oh, bring the knees in. Oh, that is our third and final side split. Congratulations, we're done with all of the hard stuff. It's time for the shaky, the relaxing, the chilling, the cool down, and then we're gonna do a couple of quick joint checks just to make sure everything is working good. And then we'll be ready for some Q&A. I'll sit down and look at the chat and respond to stuff. It look like there's a lot of fun emojis over on YouTube and TikTok today, so definitely gonna make my way over and try to see as much of it as possible. All right, let's go. Come on back up into standing. Let's shake it out. Shake out the ankles. Shake, 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 shake. Shake it out some more. Shake, 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 shake. Pretend you are made of those. What am I trying to say? Pretend you're one of those car salesmanship, car dealership air things that goes like this. That thing. That's what you're doing with the rest of your body. All right. While you shake out the leg, flop your arms. Try to relax as many muscles as possible. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. You are made of soggy noodles. All right. Flop it around. Flop, 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 flop. Relax. And once your legs are ready, we're gonna move on into the hips. All right. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down. We're gonna advance ourselves to a second version of this movement that we were doing before, right? We were doing this, bring the knee in, opening it out. Now we're gonna shake out the knee, and it's gonna look a little like this. I want you to put all your weight in one leg, just like before. I want you to extend the other leg out to this side with a very tiny bend in the knee. And I want you to bring the knee in, bring the knee out, bring the knee in, bring the knee out, bring the knee in, bring the knee out. You don't have to go crazy range of motion. You have to go all the way. Nothing that crazy. But we do want you to go fast. All right? When you go pick up the speed and all of your weight is here in this leg and no weight in this leg, your thigh muscles are going to be loose. They're going to be relaxed. They're going to be able to shake and flop. And that is what we want. All right? We want the thigh muscles to turn into jello and flop all over the place. Cool? Other side. All your weight is one leg. Big toe is down. Extend that leg out to the side. There's almost no weight on it. Do a gentle shake. Pick up the intensity, shake a little harder. Let the muscles be relaxed so that your leg is flopping all over the place, turning into jello. That is a bunch more leg relaxation. And it's completely optional. It's not that important. It's just for funsies. Okay? That is our shaky shaky. Let's move on into a couple of joint checks and wrap up. All right? Slowly get into some deep hip circles. Oh, really lean into it. Work those joints. Oh, yeah. Oof. Right after the side splits, I tend to feel a bunch of stress in the left and right side of the hip. So I like to spend a little bit of time there. All right. If you feel the same, feel free to pause, hang out. If you feel it somewhere else, feel free to give that part of your body a little bit more attention, a little bit more love. All right. Whew. When you're ready to move on, we're going to do a quick high knee. Boom. And boom. And then we're going to get into a couple of calf raises from a squat. Okay? What I want you to do is have your feet about hips width apart, right? Not super close, not too far, about right underneath your hips. Cool? What I want you to do is pop into a bit of a squat. All right? I want you to bring your chest down towards your knees. Your butt can be a little bit higher if you want. The thing I want you to focus on is almost leaning a little too far forward. I want you to almost feel like you're about to fall forward. All right? We're going to make that feeling worse. I want you to bend the knees and point them that way. Lean them further and further and further towards the direction of your toes, straight. Cool? When you're leaning forward and your knees are also forward, you're going to feel way more likely like you're going to fall forward. The reason why we want this is because it's going to force your toes to grip the ground. It's going to force the arch of your foot to get nice and strong, to hold you to the floor, to keep you from tipping. And that's what we want from our feet. All right? Next, when your knees are pointed forward, you're going to feel that crazy Achilles tendon stretch, and your calves are going to be nice and firm. We're going to get ready to do some calf raises, all right, before your quads give up. Put your hands down for support if you need it, and work on bringing your heels up as high as you can. Focus on balancing your weight between the big toe and the middle toe, and that'll help you come straight up and down. All right, if you don't need to use your hands for support, feel free to not use them. And once you've done a couple of these, your calves are ready to give up. We're ready to wrap our show. If you're able to do most of those movements, chances are you're able to get your toes gripping the floor, the arch kicking in to help keep the foot stable. You get able to get that nice and strong Achilles tendon stretch. Your calves are working real hard, especially when we did the calf raise and came on up. Your quads were firing the whole time. They were really upset with you. Your low back was supporting your whole entire upper back. We were folding at the hips, bending at the knee, bending at the ankle, getting all those toe and feet bones working together. Chances are you're probably ready to go back to whatever else you gotta do for the rest of the day. All right. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the live. We have wrapped at exactly 1 hour. This is the first time I finished this fest, by the way, in a long time at least. Uh, that is our life. I hope you had fun, and I hope you come back. We have these lives every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, and tomorrow is the weekend, which means we also have 9 a.m. live to start your day with a little bit of size, but start your day with a little bit of hip mobility. All right. What else? I make a whole bunch of other content. The main focus of this content is obviously get a little bit of hip mobility and side splits, but the secret underlying thing that's the super important stuff is building consistency. All right. If you have one super awesome, amazing, life changing workout, it's not going to do a whole bunch for you unless you keep on doing that life changing workout over and over and over again, building some consistency. Cool. You can have the best plan ever, but if you can't follow it, it is not the best plan for you. All right. So we're here every day to build some consistency, and hopefully you build it into a superpower. You get a little checkbox in the back of your head in your subconscious, so you become somebody who recognizes that you're the type of person who comes in, shows up, does the thing that you care about, and then you do whatever else you have to do. Right? This isn't just about the side splits. This isn't just about hip mobility. This isn't just about this particular show. Right? When you build consistency, when you know you can do whatever it is that you're trying to do and stay consistent with it so you can grow, so you get stronger, so you get smarter, so you get whatever, thing you're doing, it becomes a superpower. And that's what I hope to help you achieve. To prove to yourself that you are a consistent person, that you can absolutely do it. And we do it with this live. Building a little bit of consistency with some side splits, with some hip mobility, showing up every single day to support you. Cool? All right. Ooh, slap the table a little too hard. There's still 40-ish people live between YouTube and TikTok. I'm going to sit down, take a look at the chat. Butazart Yusuf asks, "Do you have a six pack?" I do, but I try not to make that the focus of the show. I try to keep myself relatively clothed because for most people, it's not that important whether or not you have a six pack or at least a visible six pack. For most people, it's way more important that you can move well, and that is what we generally focus on this live. Trying to make sure our hips move good, and then we have some cool moves to show off for it. All right. Crab says sends a whole bunch of fires over on YouTube. Alexandra Mariel says Holly and sends a whole bunch of waves and smiley emojis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, Samsung TV is back. Says hi. Lovely. All right, let me take a quick look at TikTok because that's where the majority of the chat has been. True Blue is back and says good night. See you tomorrow. Nice, nice. Luigi is happy about the pace that we wrapped up in just under an hour. And thank you, Ken. Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you, Chevelle, for the support. Chareth says, "Thank you, Ken." Awesome, awesome. All right, I'm going to scroll and see how far back I can get and how many comments we can get to. Che has sent a whole bunch of nice stuff. Thank you for the corgi. Thank you for the air dancer. Air dancer is what that thing is called. I don't know if that's right. I don't think anybody at a car dealership goes, "Oh yeah, that's obviously the air dancer that is advertising our products." True Blue says mashed potatoes. What could that possibly be about? I have absolutely no idea. Nefritara sends a wave and sends a heart me. Thank you so much for the support. Chase sent some spotlights, some other good stuff. We got a thank you from Indigenaxatrana with a username that says something 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 Winnie. Whole bunch of people following live. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, Travel with Roxy says no need to bend your knee badly. All right, let's see. What are we talking about? Sumera says, can we do with bad knees? Um, it depends. It depends on what your bad knees are. Okay. Um, for a lot of people who have bad knees, it is oftentimes a lack of strength, a lack of control in the muscles around the knee. There are plenty of people who have damaged joints who, like if you took an x ray, if you took an MRI, you took a scan, you took a look at their knee, they would be in pretty bad shape. But though there are plenty of people who have the bad physical condition of the knee who don't experience knee pain. And that is a super complicated topic I'm not going to get super deep into. But pain in and of itself is a very, very complex thing. There are people who have really messed up backs with bulges and all sorts of things who don't know that they do because they don't experience pain in them. There are other people who have very, very, very minor weird things going on in the back that feel a ton of pain, right? And that pain is real. If you're feeling pain, you're feeling pain. And if it is debilitating pain, like who is it doesn't matter what other people think of your pain, you have pain, right? Um, when you have bad knees, there's a lot of stuff that you can do to help strengthen your leg muscles, to help take up some of the burden that your knees otherwise are going to take up. Um, there's a guy over on YouTube, over on Instagram. I think he's on every major social media platform. His name is Ben Patrick. His channel is called The Knees Over Toes Guy, or maybe just Knees Over Toes Guy, depending on what platform it's on. His entire business is basically helping people rehab bad knees. He's had a complete and total knee replacement on one leg, and if you just look at any video of him, his knee is really weirdly shaped because there's a big metal rod replacing his thigh bone in his knee. Okay, um, this guy has trained lots of other people. You can check the YouTube comments, you can check his reviews, whatever, to do crazy things like be able to dunk with a knee replacement, be able to squat super low with a knee replacement. Um, so bad knees are complicated, right? Can we do with bad knees most of the things in our life you probably could do with bad knees because we're not putting that much pressure on most of our joints. There's one place where we do put a lot of pressure, and that is the Cossack switches. Right? I don't know if you were here for the warm up, but the Cossack switches look a little bit like this. We drop into a deep squat on one side, we extend one leg out, and then we switch over to the other side. This does put a lot of pressure on your knees. And if you're not ready for it, going all the way down as deep as I just did may be really not good for your knees because you're going to feel sharp pain. So in general, avoid really intense sharp pain. But when you're training to strengthen your knees, it is very likely, if you have bad knees, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to do things that are kind of lightly painful. And you got to train your brain to recognize that this is something you're working on, and at some point, it should get a little bit better. Um, Check out Knees Over Toes guy, Ben Patrick. He is a wealth of information. You don't have to spend any money. His YouTube videos are fantastic. He has a bunch that are something like this is what I do every single day, or like this is my workout, his own personal like workout. If you take 4 or 5 of his like exercises, his stretches, you'll be probably in a much better spot in a couple of months. But it takes consistency, all right? And that's what this show is about. It's about practicing consistency and trying to do some hard stuff, make it easier to do hard stuff. So, Mara, I hope that sort of kind of answers your question in a not so direct way, because I don't know exactly what's wrong with your knees. Oh, I accidentally invited somebody to the live. I don't know what that means, but I hope nothing crazy happens. Um, yeah. All right. Beauty Shop says, is it okay to just do leg exercises at home instead of brisk walk? Uh, it depends. There's going to be different benefits from walking than leg exercises, right? If you're trying to build pure strength, a brisk walk might not be the best way to build pure strength. Leg exercises might be the best way to build pure strength. If you are trying to get your heart rate up and you're trying to get some vitamin D and some general benefits of being outside, then the leg exercises at home might not be nearly as useful, right? So walking isn't just about leg exercises. It could be about being outside, getting some fresh air, feeling emotionally better because you got some nature. There's lots of other benefits. But if we're talking about just the muscles, isolating just muscle activity, uh, you can absolutely go half and half. You don't have to walk every single day. If you want to do some leg exercises in between and then do some brisk walking I think a total replacement, there are other benefits to the brisk walk that the leg exercises won't replace, basically. So, yeah, hope that helps. All right. He says those calf muscles. Thank you. I think it runs in the family. We got good calf genetics. Do 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 do. We got some hey everyone. It looks like I'm close enough to the beginning that we are running out of chat. Chicken feet ties says, did I miss too much? No. Che responded, you just started, we started 6 minutes ago. That means we're running out of chats to respond to, so we are doing good. I think we got Che coming in, we got Luigi saying hi, we have Trouble with Roxy greeting everybody and saying happy Friday. I think that is our entire life, all right? I'm going to scroll up one, or scroll all the way down one last time, take a look at what else we got since I started chanting or chatting about whatever. Christ in me says, thank you, Ken. You're very welcome. True Blue says, when we place our toe on the floor and move our knee in and out, it's a dance. It's absolutely a dance. Um, it's a very gentle movement. We're not trying to do anything super crazy, right? There is a little bit of muscle getting activated and used to bring your legs in and out. So that does exist, but we're not doing it with a crazy amount of resistance, right? We're just trying to figure out how to control it, build a little bit of strength if we don't already have it, and then we're just figuring out how to move nice and smoothly, right? If you do the stanky leg, all graceful, is basically just pulling your leg in. If you push that leg out nice and graceful and you pull it back in, you can turn it into a dance move, right? When we're doing just this, if we pick up the pace and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, like maybe it's not a fancy dance. It's not going to win any awards. But if you're moving at a cool pace, you're enjoying a rhythm, and you want to just shake something, that makes it a dance move. Cool? True Blue is right on the money. Sabrina says, doom that scrolling. If you are doom scrolling and you realize you'd benefit from a little tiny bit more exercise in your life, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and keep coming back, because a lot of my content is about trying to incorporate a little bit of exercise into your daily life, right? If you're waiting for 2 minutes for your microwave to heat up your lunch, for your toaster to crank out your bread, for your coffee to be made. Those are 2 minutes that you can do a ton of exercises with, right? If you can do 2 minutes of push-ups, insane. If you can do 2 minutes of squats, be kind of crazy, right? Like most people cannot do those things. So if you were to take a couple of minutes, if you were to start doom scrolling and see my content to remind you that you can do a little bit of calf raises, or even just some of the exercises that we do, some hip cars, working on that range of motion, getting your hips to move a little bit smoother, that those 2 minutes throughout the day go a long way. Cool? So don't sleep on those. And I think that is all of our chat. We are ready to wrap up. We're doing so good. 72 minutes into the live. I hope you guys had fun. There's not that many of you left. I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. So in 10 hours and 45 minutes, we have another live. It is our Saturday and Sunday morning lives, where we start our day with a little bit of side split, start our day with a little bit of consistency instead of ending our day, like right now, with some side split consistency. So if you like that, feel free to come in, drop by. If you are tired, if you're sleeping in, feel free to sleep in. All right. Rest is very important, and you don't need to push yourself to keep coming back, especially if you're super ultra regular and you come back all the time. You don't have to do every single one. All right. I show up and do 9 of these lives a week, 7 days a week at night, one on each Saturday and Sunday morning. So for a total of 9. That does not mean you have to show up for 9. Okay. I'm here to help you practice consistency. If you feel like you're being consistent, that's good enough for me. Okay. I'm ready to go hang out with my friends. I'll see you guys soon. See you in 10 and a half hours.